Hi guys, I'm Samshine and welcome to my art channel. Today I'm going to be continuing with my 100 portraits in 100 days series, and in my last video I did these Ohuhu marker portraits. It was my first time trying markers with Ohuhu. So if you want to see how I created these and what I thought of them, you can have a look at my previous video. I'm going to be continuing on. If you're wondering what this is a template I created. It's not in my last video. So I've done here 10, 11 and 12 of my 100 portraits challenge. So this is number 13. I did say in my last video for 13 I wanted to do something cool. It is autumn, Halloween is nearby. I thought I could do something really cool for 13, but unfortunately I realized that I had this blank space here. I've got a video where I was working with IKEA markers and I had this blank space. It's amazing because the markers from IKEA don't go through the page. Neither do actually the Ohuhu fine liners actually. It's completely fine on this side of the page. So I'm quite impressed with that. But the Ohuhu alcohol markers, they do go through the page. So this page I can't use. I am thinking to paint on top of it. And then I don't know, I'll figure something out. I'll probably put quotes and maybe just share like a diary of this whole process, what I'm learning as I'm going along. But I have a thing, I don't like to waste a page with my sketchbooks. So actually I'll come to that in a moment. So this is a template. I just thought to myself that I should create some sort of image of how I like to create a portrait from scratch. I didn't know what I was doing. I originally was just going to do measurements, and then I should cross hatch and do shading with this image, but I'm scared to do that and ruin the page. I've been thinking about this actually, this 100-day challenge. This is really good to do. I'm currently up to 13 now, as you can see. And I feel I've grown a lot already in just 13 portraits. I really encourage you to do just maybe a 20-day challenge. You learn so much so quickly. You start to realize what you like, what you don't like with your own particular techniques. You also learn how to work with materials. I feel I'm getting better with alcohol markers. I really was struggling. I still am. I don't know color combinations so well. That's something that I have to work on, the color combinations. Anytime I get in trouble, I do like using my coloring pencils on top. So that's really great. You can mix it. There's so much you can do with alcohol markers. So I really do think this is something I'm going to enjoy doing. So that's just a bit of an update on where I'm up to. So I am now going to be moving on to number 14 in this video, and today I actually want to continue working with Ohuhu markers and possibly mixed media, but I don't know how things ever are going to turn out when I start doing artwork. I always have a plan in my head and then it doesn't necessarily work out how I've planned it. So last night I was on my sofa and I decided to start doing some sketches, and I started with one. I was going to do two. I ended up doing four. So I'm going to colour these in today. I'm also going to do two more here. I was going to just start working on this side of my sketchbook as the page behind isn't usable. And then I realised, you know what, I am going to do double spreads. So this side will end up looking like this, and then I'll either stick these together or I will just do something interesting on the back of these pages I can't use. As you can see, it seems to bother me for some reason having pages in my sketchbook that aren't being used. It's just a waste. I'm very limited with this sketchbook. This sketchbook is really great. I've got a review also on my channel of these sketchbooks. I always talk about them. They're good for mixed media. It's so good for like everything. I bought it as a marker pad, but I've ended up using it for inks, watercolors, all sorts. And the only thing is you're limited with the amount of pages you get, and it does bleed through the page. I'm still trying to find the perfect sketchbook where you can use marker pens and it doesn't bleed through the back. I don't know if that does exist. I'm only at the moment doing head and shoulders. I will move on from that. I am going to start doing different facial angles as well. They're not all going to be looking straight ahead. I've done this profile to the side here. I'm going to start moving on a bit. I do want variety in the 100 portraits, so I'll definitely play around. So I'm going to sketch now two more images, And then I'm just going to do colouring today, really. This is just a colouring video, just experimenting more with the alcohol markers. I have been using Ohuhu alcohol markers, but today I'm going to use some of my Copic. I only have a few Copic markers now. I need to sharpen this pencil. I was using a Derwent pencil in mid terracotta. This is C620 if you're interested. This is starting to become my favourite for when I'm doing my sketches. So I've actually just resorted to using a regular plastic sharpener. Does the job. It's not super sharp, but it's still sharp. It's good enough. Don't need it to be too fancy just for my sketchbook. So I'm going to do 2 sketches now. I'll do twins. I'm just going to colour everything and just have fun. I'll show you my markers that I'm using, the Ohuhu markers, and I'll be using my Copic markers. As I'm going along, I'll be swatching, so at the end you can see which numbers I used if you're interested in recreating anything or using the materials. As always, I do have affiliate links down below in the description box in case you're interested in purchasing anything I've used in this video today. It really helps the channel. Thank you for clicking any links if you do. And as always, I've talked so much that it's now time to just start drawing. This is what we're working with today. This is the before, and we're going to get stuck in now having fun with the markers. That was a really fun session, guys. As you can see, we're all finished now, and I've learnt so many lessons in this one little time that I've spent doing all of these 6 images, and I'm going to share them with you. So I did decide to stick with alcohol markers only, and first things first, I do not know why they look so miserable. Every single person here looks a little bit grumpy, and that was not intentional. Oh my days, especially this one down here. And then I made the sisters a little bit grumpy, and I made her eyebrows far too close together. I was just trying to work with the markers and get some techniques and experience with it. So I don't know what happened. It just happened. And I've made a bit of a mess, as you can see, all the markers that I was using. I did decide to stick with a colour palette. So I didn't really plan that, but then I just thought, let me stick with the same colours. so that it can have a unison across the spread. So I worked with pinks and purples and blues really. And I did rush towards the end because it was taking quite long. So I could have worked on this more, use more colours and do more blending. But I feel like I didn't know what outfit I put them in. As you can see, I like writing notes and silliness inside my sketchbooks. I just wanted a bow, and then it kind of ended up turning into a Bridgerton look. I don't know what's going on there. And so I like some of them not so much. I really struggled again with some of the blending. I have learnt that you have to keep on blending between two colours. I mean, I could be wrong. I need to still figure it out. For example, I tried blending here at first and I got so scared because I didn't realize it was going to make a brand new color. So pink and blue, it was starting to make purple. I don't know if you can see, but if you look closely, you can see just there, it was beginning to turn to like a lavender purple. So I didn't know that would happen. And I just decided to leave it because I was a bit nervous about that. But I got more confident by the time I got to the second one. And as you can see, I really like the ombre look on her pigtails. I think they look so good. I used a dark blue and a dark purple, and I just kept going between them back and forth. So I did a bit of purple, a bit of blue, then a bit of purple again. And while it was wet, it was really easy to mix. So I learnt that too, because in some other areas on here, where did I do it? When it got dry, it was harder to blend and didn't look so good. I did that here. Didn't finish that bit there properly. I just realised. Here I tried blending as well, as you can see. I don't really like that so much. I wanted it to be a lot more seamless, but I think it's the colours I'm picking. So the blue here and this like a lavender purple. I'm mixing it together. I got another shade of purple. I think I should have gone for a lighter pink, and it might have been more subtle. But you know, this is all learning. I love her hair. Her hair here, I really like this. When I was doing the different colours, I did it very slowly and I didn't really let them overlap too much. I did here, and again, it's starting to turn into that sort of lavender purple. I don't really like how I blended the marker here, and also what happened, I did it so much, it started to tear the paper actually. I don't know what it looks like on the back. Let me see all of it actually. You can see where I really worked the page. Wow. What I did like with this beret is it looks textured, and I really like that. It looks like a very kind of woolly fabric, which I kind of like. I did use the chisel tip for that, so I think it releases more ink. I really, really like that. I didn't really use the chisel marker. I realized that I kind of like the brush more. So I will experiment more in time as I go along. With her face, I didn't really like the shadows that I did here. So I like E220. Then I decided to add another color, because here, for example, it's just one marker I used, E090. Here, this one, E220, I started with that and then I added Y9, and it's a lot stronger. I don't really like that. I mean, it depends what you're going for, of course, but I wasn't too keen on the blending, so I won't work with that combination again. A combination that I really did like and I will be using in future is the YR5 with the BR3. So BR3 is the main skin tone and the shadow is YR5. So I was so happy today to find a combination that I like and will work with in future. This is why I need to do lots of practice with my sketchbook, because I need to see which colours are really great in combo together. I like a lot more detail than I did today, but as you can see with my previous session, when I use a colouring pencil like in this one on top, or mix it in different areas with the alcohol markers, I realise this is the look that I like best. So I'm kind of aiming for this again next time. But this is really good to have in the sketchbook, so I can look back and see when I did try experimenting with just alcohol markers and not rushing to use mixed media paints, colouring pencils, anything really, apart from markers, because I want to get good at using them and understanding how they work. I love them so much. I think it's really fun working with them. I did rush a bit towards the end. I could have made these girls look a lot more detailed with their shadows. I didn't really do any shadows actually on their face. I just realized I should do a lot more of that. And then with the eyes and the glasses, I just left it with the pencil drawing that was underneath. I could have added more, but she looked so grumpy. I just had to leave her alone because it's been a long session. So I feel like I've learnt enough lessons here. With these two portraits at the bottom, I worked with Copic markers for the skin tones. I didn't really see much of a difference, or experimenting with it, thinking maybe they blend better than Ohuhu does, because it's it's more expensive and it's a bit more prestigious. But I actually find Ohuhu exactly the same sort of quality, to be honest. So last time we did number 10, 11, 12, and then I did 13 over here as I had a spare page. So that means I started here. So I'm going to do number 14 here, just so I know when I look back where I was. I don't know where to write it, actually. I don't mind writing on the actual image. So 14. And then this one is 15. I've got 16 just here, 17 just there, and then we've got 18 and 19. So if you're also doing something similar and you've got a time scale to try and get things finished, it's actually great to just do a bumper session of multiple drawings in one session, because I've managed to get 6 done today rather than 6 separate sessions. I will do some larger heads, like I said, and focus more on just one image and playing around with lots of materials and poses. And from now on, I've got to seriously just make them look less grumpy. But that's been so fun today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you also learn some tips or some techniques. If you have any tips or tricks to give me when working with alcohol markers, I'd really love to know. And do consider subscribing if you love art videos and you'd like to see more. And please do thumbs up if you liked this video. I'd really appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.